Hey there folks, we are back again with yet another marvelous video, with the second season of the critically acclaimed animated show Arcane having just launched recently. We, along with thousands worldwide, have once again been engrossed with what's been going on in the steampunk city of Piltover and Zaun. The second season has been divided into 3 acts, and we have already extensively covered all that there is to know regarding the first act on our channel. Do go check it out, as we have left no stone unturned. And you will also get to see some of our theories regarding Arcane's characters and lore over there. For this video, we are going to cover what the future holds for this series after yet another explosive act that has left a lot for us to unpack. To provide some context for the uninitiated, Arcane is an animated series streaming on the popular streaming platform Netflix. It is set in the world of Runeterra, specifically in the twin cities of Piltover and Zaun from the League of Legends universe. Arcane is the prequel to the extremely popular multiplayer online battle arena game, League of Legends. Therefore, for those familiar with any of Riot's games video games based in this mythical world, these characters and settings will be instantly recognizable. Our video aims to provide context and a way into this wonderful world for many who have just begun their love affair with this universe. Act 2 saw the two sisters, Vi and Jinx, putting aside their differences to help Vander regain his humanity, who, as we predicted, was Warwick the Wolf Monster. Victor now goes by another moniker and has established a sanctuary within Zaun, where people live in harmony under his leadership. He takes on the challenge to heal Vander, but ultimately fails after being killed by Jace, who turns up seemingly corrupted by the Arcane, hellbent on destroying Hextech and everything related to it. This unleashes the beast within Vander Warwick, who goes on a rampage and almost kills Jinx until Isha, her companion, sacrifices herself by shooting Warwick and causing an explosion in a heart-wrenching scene. However, before he dies, Warwick is able to kill Bessa's second in command, Rictus, as he mauls him to death. We are also given confirmation that Corrin Revik and Singed are the same people, thanks to the show, as this had been a point of speculation for League of Legends fans for quite some time now. Mel escapes from the clutches of the Black Rose, but not before a disembodied voice calls out to her, which is probably a thing of significance for the future. This act focused primarily on Vi and Jinx, with the remaining plot lines probably being saved for the season finale. Arcane Season 2's Act 3 is set to drop on Netflix on November 26, 2024. Therefore, this really is the perfect time for you to catch up on this series. So without wasting any more time, let us put our tinfoil hats on as we navigate the treacherous but beautiful world of Piltover and Zaun, where politics, magic, and technology blend to create the powerful world of Arcane. Before we go into our explanation, we have a very small request. If you like our content, please support us by subscribing to our channel. This is a small click for you, but for us, it means a lot. Thank you. Let's begin. Victor isn't dead, and he will make a return to stop Jace's rampage, despite being blasted by his old friend Jace, who has lost his mind and sets out to destroy his life's work after being corrupted by his experience in Arcane's realm. We have good reason to believe that Victor isn't dead yet. His lore from the video game archives, while similar to what we see in the TV show, is quite different regarding some details. But we also know that Riot considers Arcane to be canon and part of the main continuity. This means that Victor cannot possibly be dead, as he appears in the video games much later in a slightly different avatar. When asked about this, the showrunners were quite coy and were not willing to give a clear answer. There are 2 possibilities regarding his future in the show. The first being, while he might not be dead, he will probably not be making any future appearances in the show, while the other more likely possibility is that he will come back altered, looking very much like we see him in the games, and act as a force to stop Jace's madness and rampage. However, he might not be the savior that many might make him out to be, while Jace's madness drives him to destroy all Hextech technology and everything related to it. Victor might not just stop at preventing Jace from achieving his goals, due to being frail and flawed, and the blast probably teleporting his essence into the Arcane as well. Since we do know he makes it back alive, we believe that just as Jace was corrupted to destroy Hextech, he will come back with a burning obsession to save and use it. This could probably translate to him believing in the forced augmentation of human beings, with Hextech being the next step in human evolution. This much is certain though, Victor is not done yet, and we will probably see this crippled genius make a return in a not so crippled fashion soon. and Bessa will lose any restraint she had after losing Rictus as her plans hit a roadblock. With Bessa now fully established as one of the main antagonists of the series, her plans are finally set in motion, as we predicted in the previous video. Despite the lack of sophistication and layers to her character, her dangerous warmongering ways are bearing fruit, as the tensions between the two cities have finally reached a boiling point. We also have yet to see what is going to become of her relationship with the Black Rose. Through her interactions with Amara, the Black Rose assassin, we know that she has been hunted by this clandestine organization from long before her appearance at Piltover. From what we learn about her family, she has already lost her son to them, and now her daughter too has been kidnapped by the Black Rose. True to her Noxian heritage, she is waging war for annexation, but in her case, it seems to have a much deeper connotation than simple conquest. We have yet to learn about what is truly at stake and why she has chosen to operate without the aid of the massive Noxian army. Deceit is a fundamental tenet of Noxus, but we doubt Bessa is operating in Piltover while keeping this in mind. We are given the impression that she is waging war in order to increase her own influence and power, while trying to acquire weaponized hex tech, along with whatever weaponized version of chemtech that Singed is cooking up. Being a Noxian who is obsessed with restoring her family name to the point she would even use her own children as pawns, her true reasons for waging this war is still unknown. This war between Piltover and Zaun, regardless of who emerges as the victor, will leave the winning side exhausted and vulnerable. This would present the perfect scenario for Noxus to begin their annexation process of the Twin Cities. However, with her plans hitting a massive roadblock, Caitlyn proving to be hardly a puppet she could maneuver, along with the death of Rictus and the disappearance of her daughter, the odds are stacked against Bessa. Along with the revelation of Warwick's destructive force, Bessa is left reeling. However, she has made some important connections with Singed, who seems to be on her payroll now. With things finally approaching a crescendo, Bessa will most likely return, bearing her full force, to deliver Zaun and Piltover to Noxus. Act 3 will most likely see her forces culminate in an ultimate battle, with both Piltover and Zaun uniting against her after seeing her true colors. Since she too has been made a character in the League of Legends game, we doubt that she will die even if she is vanquished, or we might get a Victor-like situation where we are given the sense that she is dead, but, like most classic villains, will leave to tell the tale another day. LeBlanc will make an appearance, as the Black Rose will make their hand known. Mel will be revealed to be a member of the organization, with Mel being held captive by the Black Rose, and by the end of her appearance in the arc, we are shown that she is able to escape her captivity after displaying some hidden powers. We get the sense that there is more than what meets the eye with regard to this character. All we know about Mel, initially, is that she had been overlooked by her family due to harboring different philosophies and being considered an underachiever. Despite being a member of the ruling council of Piltover, we are told by her that she is the poorest of all the Medardas. From what we have seen her display in these last few episodes, we have cause to believe that she didn't just get banished by her family, but left due to an entirely different set of reasons. At the end of her escape scene, we hear someone call her sister. While many have theorized that this is a third sibling, we predict that this is not the case. We know the Black Rose to be a cabal, and sister could just be a term that they use to address their members. It is therefore much more plausible to think that Mel is actually a member of the cabal, or, at the very least, was a part of it. She could also be a sleeper agent for the Black Rose, which would not be likely, as Amara was one as well. One final possibility is that she is a fugitive from the organization, just like her mother, but with much deeper ties. Now, to address the person who called her sister, fans of the show have long anticipated the appearance of LeBlanc, the leader of the Black Rose. She has been Noxus' Shadow Queen, ruling and guiding the nation, which is hidden from all view. LeBlanc was the one responsible for betraying Mordekaiser and plotting with the neighboring Noxie tribes to banish the warlord into the spirit realm and establish the empire of Noxus. As such, she is an ancient being who holds immeasurable powers and will go to any lengths to prevent the return of Mordekaiser and the preservation of Noxus. Some people have gone on to say that the third Medarda sibling is LeBlanc, but you can see how that cannot possibly be true. Regardless, it will be interesting to see what role these ancient sorceresses have to play in Arcane, along with her relationship with both Mel and Bessa. Her appearance will also most likely reveal why Bessa is so desperate to deliver Piltover and Zaun to Noxus, and why exactly the general is being hunted by the Black Rose. Arcane has shed light on a lot of obscure places in the League of Legends lore, and it could do the same regarding this ancient cabal. Introduction of Oriana, the Lady of Clockwork, Victor's first masterpiece, with Korin Revik being confirmed as Singed in the latest episodes. We can be sure to see Oriana make an appearance in Arcane as well. We cannot, however, say with full confidence that it will be this season. Oriana is Singed's daughter in the League of Legends game, who fell terribly ill while trying to save people affected by the Grey, the smoke that divides Piltover and Zaun. Due to this, her body parts begin failing one by one, with her father desperately replacing them with mechanized parts. This continues until one day she sacrifices her last remaining human organ, her heart, to save her father, and has it replaced with a Hextech one, completely transforming her into a machine. In the show, we have not reached this point yet, but we believe that due to the revelation that Korin and Singed are one and the same, it will only be a matter of time before the showrunners explore this plotline. It will, however, be interesting to see at what point Singed gives up on finding a cure using Chemtech for his daughter and begins relying on machinery and Hextech, the latter of which he especially detests. Who knows? A returned Victor, with his obsession to augment human beings with Hextech, might have an important role to play in this. Knowing the history between the two scientists, it is not really that far-fetched of a possibility. A temporary truce between Vi and Jinx continues as the sisters are united in grief and against Bessa's final onslaught, with the two sisters forming an unlikely alliance in their bid to save Vander from his abominable fate. Act 2 provided us with some cool moments that we had all been dying to see with the two protagonists working together. However, with the death of Vander and Isha, many might feel like the two have no reason to work together anymore, especially Jinx, whose fragile mental state is undoubtedly rocked even more after her small companion's death. There is bound to be tension in the air, but we believe that instead of growing apart, this will bring the sisters together. With both Vander and Isha seemingly dead, the two will once again have only each other in this world. Caitlyn seems to have moved on to Officer Nolan, and the romance between Vi and her doesn't seem to be rekindling anytime soon. Thus, the two sisters must now work together to overcome grief and Bessa, who is hell-bent on destroying their resistance and taking over Zaun. It would be great to see their story take a full circle and end up at how it all began, with the two together once again, fighting for each other and the survival of the people who look up to them. Knowing Jinx's temperament, we don't know how long this will last though. Our best case scenario is that Vi continues to stay with Jinx and becomes the sheet to her drawn blade, and this time, the two sisters are not torn apart. Marvelous verdict. Arcane is a gift that keeps giving, and Act 2 of the second season was no exception to this rule. We got to see some high-octane action filled with scenes that tugged at our heartstrings. It made many of us shed more than a couple of tears. All of this, combined with the gorgeous artwork and its unique and fluid animations, these latest episodes of Arcane kept up its status as one of the best animated series of all time. Despite our various predictions, we know that the showrunners love to throw curveballs at us, and we expect the same to continue for the final upcoming act. We are sure there will be a few more surprising twists and turns before we settle in for the long wait for Season 3. We will be back with more prediction videos at the end of Act 3 as well, so stay tuned. Do also be on the lookout for more League of Legends and Runeterra related videos, as we hope to bring this beautiful universe to a larger audience. So if you have any questions regarding the show, its characters, or the larger world in general, we have you covered on our channel. For now though, we have come to the end of the video. Thank you for sticking with us right to the end. We could not possibly have done any of this without your support. We hope to see you soon on our next video. Until then, stay safe and stay marvelous. We are also given confirmation that Korin Revik and Singed are the same people. We are given the impression that she is waging war in order to increase her own influence and power while trying to acquire weaponized Hextech, along with whatever weaponized version of Chemtech that Singed is cooking up. However, she has made some important connections with Singed,